Okay, team. Here's the situation. Halfway through episode 92 of Book of Dawn IOTH Academy, our heroes have finally cleared out the gigantic weapon system of the enemy that they're going to use to blow up the enemy's war machines before those war machines can attack their precious home. But unfortunately, after they turned on the power, they went upstairs only to find out there is a devil behind them who has been following them, who turned off the power and is now lurking and waiting for them to come back. What do you do?
One of those chain demons waiting in the power room. You usually know about these things. Garnet, do you know about chain demons? Could we take one?
Do I know anything? You're muted?
Do you know if you're muted?
I know you get so much XP. This would fall under your magical infernal classes and such, so you can do an Arcana check with advantage here.
Can we take them?
You can look up the stats in the monster manual with a 30. Chain Devil, 16 armor class, 85 hit points, immune to fire and poison. They mess with your head.
Oh.
Yeah. So Garnet, literally pull up their sheet. You know everything about them.
What should we do? How long do we need this dial to be on that for?
At least another few minutes.
Yeah, a while if we're going to fire this weapon. It's very much necessary. I think
I'll
we
need to
can
take it
probably
out
take
then?
him.
Yeah.
And we can track its location with Una and maybe we'll get us some surprise on it.
And how many of us need to be upstairs or whatever?
We don't have to worry about any of that until we've figured this out. When it comes to what's going on upstairs, we'll need one person to be working on targeting. That's probably going to be you and Mason. I'll be down here in this room, the one that we were in while we're looking at Una. Making sure that this is handled because I can create a telepathic link. So it's better to have me down here. But we need to sort out everything on the bottom first.
Well, I can just go if Mason's needed up top.
Well, I need it only when we're starting to do everything together. If these controls continue to be turned off, then I can't really do anything up there. I only need to be up there for a moment to activate the circle, so I'll just be together, deal with it, and then continue on.
I know you could do it alone, but I don't want you to.
Yeah.
Sig will volunteer to go deal with this with your Phoenix Knight by their side.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
What was that?
Well,
That's Sig. Why not?
Because I need protection. Here. You don't. We can remake you.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
see
fix
how
you.
it is. Does anyone else miss Ariana? I miss Ariana.
You have no idea. Okay, but I can at least ease the journey.
They are
I'll cast
losing
Strider
time
again.
upstairs as well. They're still holding them back.
Yeah. Let's move more quickly. I'm going to cast Longstrider now at 2nd level, which means I can put it on 2 people for Garnet and Mason.
All right. Everybody's
Add
buffed.
10 to your speed. We all have the zoomies.
All right.
nice.
Is the whole team headed downstairs?
I think that's for the best.
Yeah.
Well, luck is on your side. You've just gained 3 more luck dice in your session pool.
Ooh. Up to 4 now, I believe.
All right. Well, with the zoomies activated, you should move faster. So instead of it taking 2.5 minutes to go downstairs, it's going to take you 1.5 minutes to go downstairs. And so, congratulations. Assuming you're all going together, the map is now accurate again.
Nice. Yeah, we're bringing Sig, I think. Yeah, Sig is here. I just didn't know what it was.
Una's been hiding
Garnet.
Go ahead, Garnet.
Can Garnet jump down the hole instead and use Featherfall? Because fuck stairs.
Yes. Yes, you can.
The Ring of Featherfall.
If you do that, you can traverse the entire distance in 1 round.
Okay.
Okay. So you're
Bye-bye.
going... Bob's like,
Slowly,
Garnet!
slowly.
What is...
I do like the cool Spider-Man follow. You just fall backwards.
What's up,
After
danger?
Garnet throws herself down the hole, I'm gonna use all of my dashes to try and get down and turn off the steam.
I'll be like, race you there.
All right. That's 1 round. Garnet, you will have like 14 more rounds until the rest of them get caught up. Are you going to do it? It's also getting much hotter down here. This room is safer than the room beyond, but there's just like a wall of burning steam filling this room now that the engine power is on again. Do you want to wait, or is there anything else you want to do?
Well, if Una's with me, we'll just maybe get them to spy around the corner to see if the chain devils, like, where exactly they are and whatnot.
Okay.
Just get precise location stuff.
I'm going to roll a stealth check. I'm rolling a stealth check for the chain devil. And if you want to send Una out, the perception check will be made with disadvantage because the steam provides obscurement. So go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage, please. For Una.
Manage wisdom.
Wow.
That sucks.
You want to burn one of those 3 extra luck dice you've been given?
Why not?
Sure.
Okay. A 9.
Not gonna be good.
As Una creeps forward bit by bit, flying invisibly through the steam. Sorry, I abducted them for a moment.
Yeah,
This
you
is
can
my
put them
internet.
wherever you think. they're
Una
seeing stuff.
notices footprints. Wet footprints. Right around here. And sees something lurking just below the surface in the boiling hot caldera of water. Sup.
What's range of message? Is Athalor within 120 feet of me?
Yes.
Sends a message to Athalor. Hey, bud, you still got that shape water spell with you from that one time you had it?
No. Athalor
Okay.
seems very troubled by the question.
He's waiting for
Why?
us, so hurry up.
I can
Ah,
shape
what-
water.
Oh, you can shape water? Oh, great.
I can. Yeah.
Do. Paging. Nice.
Okay. 14 rounds later, the rest of the party arrives. Pevam is doing this whole thing in full plate mail.
Beast.
He's a little tuckered out.
All right. What did you need the shape water for?
I guess whispers to you because she doesn't know if the chain devil is moved or whatever. But if you could freeze water, right? Shape water, or isn't that the spell that like freezes water? Am I confusing it?
Let's see. Change the flow. Form
Does
into
it
shape.
create water?
Change water opacity and freeze it. Yep. I can freeze it. Yep. I can freeze it. Provided there are nothing in it, I can freeze it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the devil is in the boiling water. Maybe you could
Oh.
freeze it.
Well, then I guess if I can't, then we know he's in the water.
Now, Athalor, the steam vents are still on, right?
No, I rushed down to turn them off because
Okay, so it's gonna
even before I talked to like Garnet, I was like, she's gonna burn.
all right. It's gonna take another minute for the steam to clear.
Okay.
Are you keeping an
Can't
eye
you?
through Una?
Yeah, can't you manipulate steam because it's water too?
Wait, you said it's in the water?
Yeah, I think.
Garnet, what do you know about these things?
Well, machines don't like water,
But it's a devil, right?
right?
How does it react to lightning?
DM, do I confirm it's vulnerable to lightning, right?
It does not have lightning resistance.
Do I know its vulnerabilities? No,
Yeah,
since I'm
you literally can pull up its entire stat sheet
Oh.
and know everything about it.
Oh yeah, damage immunities, fire, poison, condition immunities, poisoned. Damage resistance, cold, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Doesn't have any, has magical resistance.
I can cast chromatic orb on the reservoir.
Sig reaches into their sleeve and pulls out a wand of lightning.
It can also make us frightened if we're within 30 feet.
Oh, Evam will gesture for the lot of you to gather together
Ooh.
and then bows his head and utters a prayer to Zalar asking for courage. For the next hour, you have advantage on the next time you make a saving throw against anything that would cause you to be frightened.
Show some. Do they have protection from good and evil for Garnet?
He passes a potion of protection from good and evil to Garnet.
Oh, thanks.
Congratulations, you're taking the lead.
Sips carefully. Pinky
right.
out.
When in doubt, pinky out. So you now have, all of you have Mantle of the Brave, and you have a potion of protection from good and evil on you. That's going to last for the next 10 minutes, Garnet.
Oh, wait. Each animated chain is an object with a AC of 20, resistance to piercing, and immunity to psychic and thunder.
That's if
Thunder and lightning?
thunder is not lightning. However, it can only animate chains. So normally when you meet a chain devil, they're in like torture chambers and places that have chains all around them because they can take over those. You didn't see any in this room. So it shouldn't be able to use that attack.
Okay. Off we... And then she just, like, sort of carefully hesitates because she wants to put the mask on. 90% of her spells are void-like.
Mm-hmm.
And she did show Pavam, like, some void stuff, but not the mask. So she's... doesn't really know how to deal with the situation.
While you're doing that, he's going through his bag and he pulls out another potion. He's like, here, try this one. I made this one myself.
What is it?
Garnet, we need to cook.
It's an elixir of hardening. It should protect you.
Okay.
Do you chug it?
Sure.
It's a brown substance and it tastes kind of sour. It does not taste good. Roll 2d6.
Like I said, I don't roll well.
You gain 3 temporary hit points and you have advantage on con saves for 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You should maybe watch our flank. So I'll get the front. You stay here and watch our flank.
It's a fiend. I should be... He holds up his sword. His wind serpent spine sword. I should be right up there.
Well, it does attack the mind, and do I know if humans are like mentally weak in the
Humans
stats
are-
category?
Humans are no more mentally weak than anybody else. And as a paladin, his mind is pretty strong.
shit. Well, let's...
Can I recognize that Garnet wants to put on the mask? Is it
That's up to you two.
She's very nervous and she's trying to like make excuses.
Is her hand like itching towards where the mask is usually stored?
She's just been nervous ever since the Phoenix Knights and Pavam have been around. So, and judging by how I said I wanted to go with only wardens and no Phoenix Knights when I wanted to go cause genocide, that might hit towards this. But if she can't figure her way out, then she'll probably look at Pavam and hold out her pinky and say, what happens here stays here.
What collapses into an infernal wellspring?
You're muted.
He confusedly holds up his pinky, but he's wearing gauntlets, so it's just like this enormous metal. Can't really.
Paladin can't break his oath. And she just runs forward.
Okay. If you want to approach undetected, you will need to make a stealth check against the Chain Devil's passive perception. So anybody who is proceeding forward, and the steam has now cleared. Pavalma's wearing full armor, and therefore he will make any stealth checks with disadvantage.
I am going to walk into the area using void speech, and I will basically throw my cock out onto the book the way Alex would do it.
Bookmark moment.
All right, so you have to be within 10 feet of it for it to be actually affected.
Okay, I'll use then a minor illusion to boom my voice, and within 10 feet I will then mechanically, but intimidate it with Riz.
Okay,
and
you
then
can roll intimidation for sure. It just won't have to make the wisdom saving throw against the fear, unless you're literally within 10 feet of it. Okay. We are now in initiative order. Athalor, what do you do?
Wait, has Garnet already gone in?
Garnet walked in and rolled to establish dominance as a free action.
Okay. Well, I'm not taking any risks. Athalor puts his hand to the diamond in the center of the elven chain, and then draws it out with a crackling of energy, loops it around the quill, and then traces out the spell matrix for chromatic orb and fires an orb of lightning towards where we believe the Chain Devil is, but also into the water as a whole.
Okay, you will need to move yourself somewhere where you have like a geometric angle to hit the water.
Am I supposed to roll initiative? Because I'm not in the turn order.
You are. Remember how I said last time that like it's all messed up because
But
it
I had
runs.
a 2. Am I just permanently on this 2 initiative?
We can have everyone re-roll initiative, but it's gonna get messy. Screw it. Everyone roll for initiative.
I got a
Alright.
2.
If I win this, I regret nothing.
Not us getting TPK'd.
9 is better than 2.
Okay, so I guess I'll go back here for a bit.
I just wanted a better initiative.
That's
Y'all don't
fair.
have
No,
to
I get
re-roll.
that. Before I set
You're
up this
still
when I
lost.
set up this dungeon, I literally rolled for every single creature, whether they'd shown up or not, just so that like we wouldn't have to redo it every single time. But I am fine. You've been at a 2 for a while. I'm fine with resetting. Okay. Pavam focuses for a moment, holds his wind serpent spine blade to his heart, and uses divine sense. And points everybody to exactly where it is. So even if you can't see it, everyone will be able to target it this turn. And he's going to move forward to tank.
Go tanking.
He also knows my location as a celestial.
That's true.
Or...
That's true.
It starts glowing.
Mason, your turn.
Okay, I think with the location revealed, is it like submerged in the water or is it like popping
It's
out of it,
submerged
or-
in the water. It doesn't need to breathe and it's immune to fire. So it's just chilling in the boiling water.
Okay. Geez, would there be a way to utilizing this now? Like shape water is on my mind. This the
Mhm.
shape water tech. I can do stuff within like a 5 foot cube, and I can change the flow of water. So could I change the flow of water like where the chain devil is, or like below it to like go up and kind of like push it upwards out of the water so people could see it?
Yeah,
take
you
its
could do
on it?
that. You could do that. I'm going to
Okay.
give it a saving throw, but you could definitely do that.
Oh, so you
Alright,
can't freeze
well-
if a creature's in there?
Yeah, I can't freeze the water that a creature is in. No.
Just push it down into the turbines,
I was-
make it into a
I was
linguine.
gonna say even like freezing the
You're cooking.
surface, so it's like no water at all. That sucks.
Do you want to change the
If
buoyancy so
it's-
it pops up?
I think so, because I can't like freeze. It would take a lot of rounds to be able to like freeze all of it around it, so it can't get up or anything.
Especially because that water is very, very hot.
So
Yeah.
it's only a cantrip, unfortunately, so it doesn't have like create or destroy water strength.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to cast Aquatic Yeet?
I will try to aquatic yeet. I think. Yeah, push the flow of water up.
What's your spell save DC? I got a 16 on a strength saving throw. Okay. With a 16, I succeeded, unless you want to spend a luck die, and if you do, I will re-roll once.
I don't think it's like that big of a deal. We can save the luck die.
Okay. Oh, I didn't roll for
Um,
Sig. Let's get Sig in there. I knew I was missing somebody. That's your action. Anything else?
Yeah, wield bonus action, bright bow a rune.
Mhm.
Which, if I remember correctly, I can just make an attack the same turn. But I'm shooting into the water.
Yeah, so it's going to have cover effectively.
problem. Okay.
So we will have an increased armor class against your attack.
All right. Oh,
But
23
not
to
that
hit.
increased. You fire, but move yourself where the geometry makes sense because it's pretty
Oh,
close to the
yeah, my
walkway,
bad.
see?
Probably get an angle like right here.
All right.
These pipes.
You fire forth that bow, and the bolt of radiant light strikes into the depths, and it hits. And you see infernal blood leaking up and staining the bubbling water.
Okay. I guess we'll move a little bit centralized so I can't get like yanked in or something. And that'll be it.
Okay. I had to roll Sig in, and unless Sig rolls well, Sig did not roll well. It is the Chain Devil's turn. Aware that things have shifted, you see two chains claw up onto the top, and it pulls itself, boiling water dripping down as it leaps on top. Again, just a demonic or a diabolical figure with, you can see the chains wrapping around it, covered in spikes, digging into its flesh, wrapped around its face, barbs tasting blood at all times. And it is going to immediately use its chain on, it looks at Mason, it looks at Pavam, and it lashes out with its chain to attack Pavam, or to attack
Ooh.
Mason, because you are not
Uh-oh.
a knight wearing full armor.
That's pretty true.
Swings out with its chain. Does a 17 hit?
Oh, yes, it does.
Okay. You take 10 points of slashing damage, and you are restrained by the chain.
Uh-oh.
You-
help.
All right.
The help.
And it makes a second attack. Also against Mason.
Uh-oh.
A 10 misses, right?
Misses.
And as a bonus action, it's going to make an opposed athletics check. Roll an athletics check, please. Mason.
Oh, Mason's kind of strong, actually.
As it starts trying to reel you in, you hold your
Oh,
ground
hell yeah.
even as the chains are digging into your very flesh.
Ow, 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 ow.
Garnet, it's your turn. On your turn, the Chain Devil uses a reaction. And suddenly, you see the lifeless, dead eyes and crushed throat of Naomi peering desperately at you from behind those terrible chains. Roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
That's fucked up.
You shake off the illusion very quickly.
She dies, she dies. You know, he's what he is.
Your turn.
Didn't ask.
She'll smirk and laugh at the attempt, open the book, and say, I'm the one who controls this, and cast Dominate Monster on it.
Okay. Take the requisite damage from using the book to cast that spell, and I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
What? Advantage?
Yeah. Magic resistance.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
Ooh.
A 19 saves.
I use the motherfucking... Oh, can I use the silvery barbs?
Yeah, you can use your reaction to do silvery barbs.
Okay, I make it a 7.
Okay. Just as it's in the middle, you can hear its voice in your mind.
Little girls shouldn't play with
And the utter cold of the void reaches into it. It is now charmed, as per Dominate Monster.
Combat
You've used-
over then?
Possibly. I believe every time. Go ahead and I'll look for Dominate Person.
Here's the link. If I use my action, I have total control over it.
You just use your action to use Dominate Person, and you can issue commands which does not require an action. So you can give a simple mental command.
Grovel.
Okay. It grovels. Athalor, the Chain Devil is groveling before Garnet. What do you do?
Garnet, what? How long can you control this thing for?
An hour.
Okay, could you make it guard that same console it was messing with?
But also release these chains first. They hurt.
Oh,
Ow.
right. Do I have to? It says no action required, so can I just
No action required.
unchain my friend, please? I don't need to say please.
Mason,
Please, because I want to, not because I have to.
roll 2d6, take that much damage, and you are no longer grappled.
Will be roll 2d6.
Yeah, I want you to roll for your own. You take an additional 8 points of damage as the chains are tracked, but you are now clear and free of that.
Could they
Every
have done
time the target takes damage, it can break free, so please don't hurt it.
Okay. Ow. Could have done that more gentler.
Sorry. Sorry.
I mean, it's not your
No, I could not.
I didn't tell you to speak.
Yeah. We can have this thing guard the energy accumulation, keep it at 75 or something. It should be pretty immune to further interference.
What else can the... What else? What do you know about... tell me everything you know.
In the beginning.
Yeah, that's sort of an in the beginning sort of thing.
Are you the only one here?
No.
Who else is here? Where?
My cohort guards the cheroof in the wellspring below.
Does anyone but you know we're here?
I don't know.
Y'all got
If the
questions?
Machine Prince is watching, then they know.
did we able to notice you leave for Cheruf and your cohort?
Yes.
Will they come looking for you if you don't go back?
You have there's a bathroom break?
The other one must not leave. One of us must guard it at all times.
What happens
Sir?
if they don't?
If the Cheruf breaks free, then our control over the elemental wellspring will be compromised. It taps into the power of the enemy, the Sovereign of Fire. To prevent retaliation from below, we have established the Cheruf as a guardian and a focal point, so we can harness its power to do our master's bidding. If we lose that control, the Sovereign of Flame may send forth his servants to interfere.
So if
How-
its cohort has to stay there, then we can just continue on? Let this thing be the
Yeah, I can just get
controls?
him to turn the dial, and we can just go back upstairs.
Yeah, how far away can you order him to do that from?
Well, I have a telepathic bond as long as we're in the same plane of existence.
Oh, we'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Excellent. This has actually worked out better than the original plan. Thanks,
Yep.
Pain
Yep.
Devil thing.
Do you have some kind of self-destruct mode or?
Are you asking that mentally or out loud, Garnet?
To the devil out loud.
Out loud? Pevom eyes the devil, eyes you, and just sort of taps his sword in his hand.
Oh, I don't want to get that one dirty. I could just make him cannonball into the wellspring.
Yeah, I think it'll allow you to. Let's see. Will it let you do an obviously.
Doesn't say it won't.
It doesn't do the charm person thing where you can't make them hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am his dommy mommy after all. So.
When mommy says to jump into the lava flow, you jump into the lava flow.
Mhm. Yep. Okay, so if you want it to go down there and set, and you have a mental bond, so you could actually like remote adjust it.
So after we're done with the cannon, you could have him tackle his cohort into the elemental wellspring,
That too.
and then they couldn't control the thing, and then the Fire Sovereign gets their due as well.
Is that more trouble than it's worth to do all that? And stabilize it and...
Listen, we're going to blow this thing up in multiple ways.
Okay, alright.
I can animate its chains, and then each chain can grapple one creature.
True.
So, grapple and whoosh.
Cannonball. All right.
Group cannonball party.
Synchronized swimming. Do you want to send it back into the chamber?
Yeah.
All right. You now have a minion on the ground floor that can operate the machinery for you.
Nice.
I'll be using my action each turn to have total control and focus on that.
You don't
What's
have
that?
to use your action. You can just say stay there until I tell you to do something else, and it will do that. And then you only have to use your action to like assume direct control. You can say, "Hey, set it to 50," and that doesn't take an action.
It says if the creature completes the order and doesn't receive further direction, it can preserve itself and defend itself. So I want total control at all times so it doesn't try to break.
Then you're going to move at half speed because you won't be able to dash.
Okay.
But if you give it a mental order, stay there, sit in a corner, and be quiet, it'll do that because it can't complete that order, right? It's just going to continue doing that.
Okay. Well, if you say so, and you're not trying to trick me, I will dash.
I'm speaking ex cathedra here, so no, I'm not trying to trick you. This is something you would know with your knowledge of the arcane about how the spell works.
I dash.
All right. Another 2.5 minutes. Oh, you still have
Time
Long
at
Strider,
two.
right?
Everyone has Long Strider for an hour.
Another 1.5 minutes. And we're just gonna like semi-teleport. I sent you to the shadow dimension, my bad. Sig shrugs and puts the wand of lightning back in their sleeve. Far above, there's the rumble of a distant fireball. on the upper floors.
Oh, good. I guess that wall of force drops.
Who do we know casts Fireball? I don't think our party casts Fireball.
Nobody on your team casts Fireball. No one who's upstairs casts Fireball.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Who got the ascending? Do our ascending stones work with Elle now? I forgot if she had one.
She doesn't have one that's linked to you at the moment.
Okay. R.I.P.
All right, going back into this room. We set it to 50, right? So it's going up half as fast now.
What level? Well, what level do you want it to be set to? You can just tell the Chain Devil to set it to whatever level you want.
Oh, I guess we'll do like 100 until we see it hits like 800, and then we'll tell them to turn it off.
Yeah, you can do that now. You have somewhat solved the problem. When you get up here, it's at 650.
Okay, we'll just let it climb a little bit higher, and then we need to figure out the alchemical solution. And then we should start. You guys can start heading up. I'll maintain a telepathic link with Garnet so that she can control the energy level and I can tell her what it's at. But you also need to find out what that bang was. And tell them to open the aperture.
It's probably not good. It's probably one of the units that cast a fireball, and maybe that means Untamuller is out of counterspells, which is not good.
We expended 5 points from the quill for the circle down here, I assume.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I guess I'll stay in here for now. You guys can head up.
Okay.
This is the room that needs active control, right, Nobs?
Yes. You have to align. You both have to pressurize the cell and align it. Once that's done, you can then open the connection from the reservoir to the condenser cell here.
Gotcha.
I also instruct the devil to let me know if he hears or sees anything while down there.
I hear the thunder of machines. I see the focusing reservoir. I see metal walls. I see
Shut
my
up!
own...
Shut up. Tell me if you see or hear your fellow devils or people that were in that wellspring area.
Yes, mistress.
I really I see chains. I like chains.
He was absolutely going for malicious compliance there until he was told to shut up. All right, who all is going upstairs and who all is staying here?
Mason going.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I think I stay to align it.
Okay, Sig is going to volunteer to stay here with you.
Okay, I'll keep Sig.
Just for... Sorry, I keep abducting you, Garnet. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
You know, that's not going to pass in court. Your Honor, I said I was sorry. I don't know why she's making a big
One
deal.
round. 2 rounds. 3 rounds. It's about 4 rounds from here to here. And it's only 1 flight of stairs to go all the way up. So, I'm going to briefly shift scenes to the top floor, and I'm going to ask you to use your imaginations to pretend that you're not there. Wait, no, because there's a whole other floor.
Yeah.
All right. So Mason, Garnet, and Pavam are now on this floor. And have just emerged. Let's see, it would help if I clicked on the correct floor. Have just emerged here. Athalor, the energy level is now at 700.
Okay, I let it go to 850 and then tell Garnet to tell the devil to shut it off.
Okay, that's going to be another minute and a half.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you go away. Pavam, you show up. Sig, you stay here. Mason, where are you leading the team? You're
Uh,
activating this circle for another 5 points of energy from the quill, right? And you would have the quill now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think
Go ahead and mark that
this-
down another 5. And this device, are you focused on going upstairs or are you focused on working this machinery?
I guess thinking back, where was the next step? What did Athalor say to? We just needed to like align the thing, right? Are we okay with
you
everything
need
else?
the alchemical catalyst to be
Okay, so
between
that's
90
where-
and 100%.
Oh, okay. That's where we're at right here, right? What? How does the machine read currently?
Let's see. The flow is enabled. It's just not active. So
To activate it, we needed to like manually put in this like stuff, or
no, because
Nothing.
Sig repaired the machinery downstairs. So
right, okay.
what you have to do is once Athalor opens the connection so that energy can accumulate here, you have to make sure that the alchemical catalyst levels and the energy levels are balanced.
Okay.
Or someone has to.
Garnet's smart. Garnet, come here with this machine and help with it, and I'll like explain the process of making sure to
Mhm.
how to keep them balanced, yada yada.
Okay.
All right. So, Mason, that means that you're going all the way up to the top alone, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay. Pavam's going to stop you for a moment. And he's going to go ahead and use his healing hands to give you...
Oh.
You're pretty beat up.
Yeah, like half, yeah.
18 points of health.
Oh, thank you.
That should top you up.
I have healing potions too if you need it.
And Pavam
if
will
you-
give himself 1 point.
I guess I have one, but if you have like a bunch of extras, but I have one just in case.
I have 2. Do you need 1 or 2?
I'm okay with the one. You can keep the 2.
Okay.
Thank you, though. And then I guess we'll swap places with Garnet there. Let Garnet control the other stuff in the other room, and then head up.
Okay. With the party, the energy levels have now increased to 850, Athalor.
All right. Then I tell Garnet to tell the guy to stop the flow. And begin aligning the condenser cell.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check or a Tinker's Tools check or another applicable check if you have one to do so. And you have advantage because you've collected a lot of notes about this.
Ah, good.
Because you rolled a 2.
And +5.
Oh, because of the circle. That's the entire point of that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
a 19. The condenser cell is aligned, and you have pressurized it with the alchemical catalyst. And as soon as you hit the button number 1, the energy will flood from the reservoir into the condenser cell for processing.
Okay. And then on Garnet's side, it says like, please insert alchemical catalyst.
Disc number 2. So you press button 1, so the energy will flow up into your area, and then you press button 2, and the energy will flow up into her area, and then it'll be her job to keep those two balanced. Mason, when you get upstairs, there's first off, your circle has expired, but everybody gained the secondary benefits of the healing.
Cool.
Second, everybody seems slightly singed from a fireball. And there's a wall of force still up.
Okay, has it been more than 10 minutes?
Yes, it has.
Okay, so it's like a second one, assumedly. Okay.
Elnow is still standing there and says, Mason, how are things going? Please tell me we're almost done here.
We should be almost done. We have Athalor stationed below, Garnet at another one, and we should just have to align the laser from here, and then could start firing.
If this goes much longer, I'm going to need you to start feeding spells into this staff.
Okay, it shouldn't take too much longer. We still have multiple targets potentially. The war machines first, and if we can get any extra, I suppose you let me know when we need to leave.
Done.
Okay.
All right,
towards
Mason,
the-
where are you going?
I guess these were the alignment controls, right?
Yep, those are the
last
targeting
piece of the
controls.
puzzle. Yeah.
And Tana has been going over. You know, she actually has a specific ability related to this. Let me see if I can
Oh.
throw this here.
Yeah, she's
Is-
like done tinkering with her stuff. Like, oh, Tana, can you help me with the alignment?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
All right, so she is going to roll her spell arithmetic dice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. And she has her mathematician. She has advantage on calculations. She's going to make some calculations. Okay, that's pretty good. When you're ready, we're going to open it up.
Okay.
Garnet, roll an alchemical tools check,
I don't have that.
then roll an intelligence check. Oh, hold up. You know who actually has studied alchemy? Freaking
Guy who gave
Pebom.
you a homemade potion.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hell?
He looks over, he's like, I might actually be able to help here. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll out.
Mansplain.
Oh, God. Boy.
If it's okay. I'm rolling medicine because the other thing isn't on here. And I'm going to have you roll an arcana check or an investigation check against this. Okay, yeah, a 22. We're just going to give you his proficiency modifier here, so you get a 25 on balancing it. So,
As he like
Athalor.
goes to explain, I go, I have this. So it starts doing it, and he kind of goes over the shoulder to like correct small little things.
yeah. And also, you're in one of the circles, so you get +5 on this.
Oh.
So you get a
25.
dirty 30
I don't need
on
no
this.
man's help. Go back to protecting man.
It'd be a 28 with his help, and a 25 with 27 without it, and a 30 with his help. So, all right, Athalor, you're the one sort of running this thing. Your aim is to do a 850 point charge into this weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The building shakes, and all of you can hear steam rattling through the pipes as the aperture opens and the gears inside the whole device up top.
Oh boy.
Do we need to stay at our stations for all of this, or I can't remember the instructions.
Athalor, did you specify?
No.
have a
I left
bond?
I left it with Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't actually, Mason. I don't remember if that one needs to be continually manned or not.
Oh,
I think it does. It does.
I've got
it
a
does.
telepathic bond to Garnet though, so Athalor can
Mhm.
tell her that she doesn't need to be there until he needs her to, like after they've refilled the alchemical component. She doesn't need to stay there.
I'll
She
just
just
have
needs to do
Una
that
stay
every
there
shot.
by the dial. If it's just the
Una's
dial or
just
some
watching the
shit.
numbers move, and so anytime you can turn on Una Vision to take a look remotely. Where are you going then, Garnet?
Going to the top floor to see what Mason and everyone's up to, and everyone's okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah. you-
as Mason hears the like thing open, I assume would be able to because there's one floor above.
mhm.
Would turn around to Elna and everybody else and say, "There might be things trying to fly in from above. We've opened the where the laser's supposed to shoot, so just watch out for it."
As the night sky appears over all of that, Elno just looks up and goes, "Yup."
Mhm.
And Mason, I'm gonna have you roll a spell attack roll.
Okay.
The other math that we've put into this also is accounted for.
Cool. I guess I have +8.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
25.
Does that still add the circle bonus here?
Yes. So a
Because of that?
dirty
Okay.
30.
30.
Okay.
Aim at war machine. Pew pew fire.
Okay. I would like each of you to please roll 28d10.
Okay.
140.
23.
Why? Why do I suck?
162.
Yeah, I'm actually
Did you get
some
exactly
dog
in the
shit.
middle?
I'm a high roller.
Yeah, you actually got averaged
Oh, wow.
out. So that's 302, 402, 405, 475.
It's a big number.
A sudden surge of power courses through the entire chamber. As it rises from the floor upwards, you can feel the hair on the back of your neck tingling. Arcane and elemental energy suffuses the very air itself. With every breath, it feels like this room just went under an incredible amount of pressure. Small arcs of red lightning appear on the various pieces of the control systems, the pipes, and everything. There is a resounding roar and a flash of light. And mere moments later, the distant sound of an enormous explosion.
Did we do it? I think more machines have been targeted. Should have been destroyed. There's like nowhere to like see out of where
Not really.
Mason
I mean,
is currently.
if you go up to the top floor, you could try to peek out.
I mean,
So we're all on the top floor now.
You can go to the top floor, especially because you can hear machines climbing the building.
Athalor and Sig are still downstairs, but they're not in the antechamber anymore because that floods with radiation after a fire.
Yep.
I think Mason's just trusting the process. Be like, if we planned for this, so it should have hit, and we can move on to the next thing. Look back to El now and say, more time for another shot.
Garnet, tell your beast to crank this thing up again.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
What?
There.
No more.
Why?
The others. We hit our target. We've done critical damage to the city. The rest of our party is gone, is still missing. Untermaler and the rest of them. Unless we stand here and fight for a few more minutes, and we don't know how long we're going to be able to hold out with multiple openings into the building.
DM question, where is Untermaler again?
The underworld.
Oh, right.
Not that any of that has been explained to the rest of the party yet.
Mason just nods, turns to Garnet. You have the connection with Athalor, right? I guess it's
Yeah.
time.
Can
Blow it up.
what if I ordered the devil to just keep firing? Do we
We need
just
someone
need
to
one
destroy
person?
it.
Yeah, he could do that too.
Could he? I don't know. Check with Athalor, I guess, about that. I'm not sure if it just could be one person.
How likely is it that one person running around, quick maths, could pull all this off?
Well, I don't know how this machine works. Is it just a trigger pull, or do we
It-
need all this balancing shit? I don't get
It
how
needs
this
quite a
works.
bit of balancing. One person wouldn't be able to do it.
Cool.
But that's mostly because of a 150-foot staircase. If they had a fly spell, maybe.
You could tell them to jump off the edge, take 15d6 falling damage every time and get a new saving throw, but, would go faster.
I do have a ring of featherfall I could give him.
You might never get it back.
We'll certainly never get it.
Yeah. What is it worth?
Make sure you give that back.
We can
Months
just
later,
redeem-
this devil just walks up to the school with this ring.
This is for Mistress Garnet. Tell her I'm a good boy.
So every time we want to fire this thing, DM question, we have to
Mhm.
fucking balance all of this?
Yeah. It's a cantankerous piece of equipment. Also,
Laser
Dominate
guns are
Monster
hard.
only lasts for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to argue that you should stand and fight against these things while people run and do all this powering up again, you could try to make that argument. Elnow is just worried about the rest of the rest of the teachers, etc. If you disagree, now would be the time to speak up.
This is the best weapon we're going to have to destroy this city.
second best.
I mean, I already used mine, and that hurt a lot. Unless you did mean me.
I meant whatever just happened a few minutes ago. But my point is, we've already dealt a huge blow. We think we've taken out the war machines, but we won't know for sure until we have a chance to do some proper scrying. And I just think that I don't want to get greedy with this.
Can anyone else fly up and make sure that we've destroyed them?
Yeah, but
If
Una
she's-
fly up too.
Have Una fly up. Roll perception check to look out into like a mile in the distance in the dark of night.
Look for the burning.
Look for the burning. Okay. Una sees a smoldering, glowing crater that has been punched into the ground near the target area. Blobs of what looks like molten glass scattered out for a wide direction. There's a huge dust cloud that's been thrown up. I mean, we all watched Oppenheimer, right?
No, but I can
My
imagine.
local cinema
yet.
closed down. Sad.
Unlucky. So it's very hard to tell, but you definitely can't see the war machines. And there's all sorts of signs of activity of creatures moving around, and lots of rubble.
And Garnet's gonna like cover her mouth because she hadn't seen the crater and how much destruction had happened, and take a moment.
It's just like a distant echoing, and I'm like, Garnet, do we need to fire again?
No, I don't think so.
Let's blow this thing. Tell your demon to turn it all the way up.
Okay. We'll command the
Athalor.
demon to turn up.
How long do we need to stay here to make sure that it's destroyed? Because I know that there were safeguards in place. Have you taken care of those?
I believe we can disable the safeguards and then just leg it.
Okay. Make sure that's set, and then we'll get out of here. And at that moment, a clockwork mage crawls up into view up top over here.
Oh, shit.
I can't see at the moment.
That's
I
fine.
don't know if this is
If you
relevant to
want, the grown-ups can tank this while you execute your plan, or you can fight. It all depends on what steps you need to take in order to disable the safeties. Because there's multiple different safeties.
Mm.
Is there one where the devil is? Just telling him to do it?
Take a look at the instructions and see if you can suss something out.
We have to. Ah,
There was the one in the room that we discovered last time. The room where like it would close off and the person would have to like get stuck in there or something.
yeah.
right?
Tell the devil to turn off all the reservoir flushing.
Okay.
It needs to turn off the backflow so that it can't flush into the reservoir.
I have no idea what that means.
Can I remember what it would have looked like on this control panel with an intelligence check?
Yes, roll an intelligence check. There was no built-in device to turn off the reservoir flushing.
Ah.
It would need to be sabotaged somehow in order to prevent that from happening.
What if
The
we just
the
got
in-
it to fire again and put a wall of force right at the nozzle?
You're cooking.
Can that wall of force be maintained while we're not here?
Okay, quick head count. Sig, Garnet, Mason, Athalor, Pivam, Elnau,
Rona.
I'll know the one who can cast
Tana
it.
Ralnor, 2 wardens, Chad, and another Phoenix Knight. So you have 11 people total. One teleport spell can take 9 people. So, going quickly through our resources here, Sig has a scroll of teleport. So that's 9 people covered. I don't know if Sig can actually cast teleport themselves. Because you'd only need one other teleport, and it would just need somebody to like ready an action. So whoever's staying behind would just like, and it would have to be Elle now because she has the staff. She's the only one who can cast Wall of Force right now. Okay. Here's what we can do. Upon hearing your plan, Garnet, Sig is going to pass a scroll of teleport to Tana Ralnor. They're going to close the aperture again, shut the whole building down to keep out the enemy, wait until everything's almost charged. Tana Ralnor will use the scroll of teleport to take almost everybody away, 9 of you out of here, and then Sig will teleport out with Elle now, right when the explosion is about to go off.
If that should work.
Unless we know how to do the safeguard stuff, I'm just cooking.
No, I mean, that's a much simpler way of doing things.
It is much simpler.
Is it so simple it leaves us more time to fire again? Or no?
Don't get greedy.
Okay, no greed.
I like how he's thinking. Let's fire again.
We'd have to open the aperture again and let that thing in.
Dude, no more fire.
That's
No more fire. No more
basically
fire.
either you fight a battle against all of these creatures here and defeat them, which might buy you enough time to do one extra shot, or you dip.
I think we did.
We did.
To be fair, we're going to kill all those creatures anyway with this shot.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. If you blow this up, they're going to die. If you want another target, stand and fight, or persuade the grown-ups to stand and fight.
How do you open the aperture?
It's a big. Here, I'll go ahead and take us down a floor.
Because, like, what if we want to draw the creatures? Or I don't know how big the explosion's going to be, but what if we want them closer to the explosion? Like the
Oh,
aperture
I don't
open?
think that's a problem.
Oh, okay.
Not going to be a
Bit-
range issue.
Based on the size of the smoldering wreckage that you just saw from when it hit something, point blank exploding on itself is going to blow up this whole mountain.
Oh, okay, sick.
And we're going to have about a
Shoot.
40% more powerful shot than the previous one.
Okay. GG.
All right. Given that that's the case, I think Tana can counterspell that fireball before that can close the thing and counterspell the fireball. Assuming she has counterspell. She does. Yeah. Okay. Everyone good with that plan? You should all be able to go upstairs and just have... You should be able to set everything to fire and then rally up together with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Athalor's just like mentally in his head building the internal clock of the energy gain before setting the crystal. I guess that's another Arcana check.
Go for it. Or investigation.
Oh, I've got advantage on this as well. Why not? Okay,
21.
26.
Okay. So you just fire. It's going to take 14 minutes to charge this thing up to maximum power.
What? At 100?
Yeah, because it takes 100. That's the rate per minute. So it takes 1 minute to gain 100 energy. Yeah, it's not the rate per
Okay.
round. It's the rate per minute.
Okay, so 12 minutes to get to 1200.
Elle now is going to, like, while all this is happening, and she's maintaining the wall of force in front of the door, she yells at Tana, who then casts a two level 4 magic missiles right at Elle now in a row. She absorbs them with the Staff of the Magi so that she can juice it up enough to keep another wall of force, which she's going to need in order to keep all that safe. Before you blow this thing to Kingdom Come, and while you hold out against the mechanical monsters trying to burrow their way in, do you have any unfinished business in this complex?
Would you mind showing me my map on the way back out?
Sure.
I think I passed through a library on the way back. No, I don't actually. Never mind.
Okay, so here's floor 2, which is where you and Sig were.
Yeah.
Feel free to look around.
I'm pretty sure that I didn't get anything.
Okay.
The only other potential thing that I can think of is we're talking about at some point last time of trying to absorb the big crystal energy with the IOTH coil, but that's like not a risk that's needed.
That would be immeasurably stupid.
So your
Is
standard day
there-
for us, yeah.
Is the gate that goes to the underworld? How does that work if like there's an explosion? Does that blow up the gate, or does it go through the gate? or what?
This is another one of those situations, and your party seems to find yourselves in a lot of these situations where the rules are not entirely sure. Because the weapon takes the energy from the elemental fire energy from the underworld and converts it into a destructive form of arcane magic. So, this huge explosion. Roll an Arcana check here, Garnet. And Athalor, if you're talking about it, you studied planar metageometry. You can roll one as well with advantage, just to see if you can contribute to the conversation.
Nice. Okay. I contribute.
Okay. Garnet, you see a few possibilities. And it's difficult to predict which one is going to be true. Possibility 1, the gate is closed. The gateway to the wellspring collapses because the physical boundaries around it are destroyed. Possibility 2, the gate is expanded, or it turns into a volcano. Possibility 3, the gate is buried, but it's likely that the backlash is going to explode through the gate as well. So there's probably going to be an eruption of this magic into the wellspring, which shouldn't... Like, you wouldn't want to be an elemental chilling in that particular wellspring when it blows up, but aside from that, it shouldn't cause any, like, major underworld instability.
Okay.
All acceptable outcomes.
I was just making sure our friends in the underworld weren't going to be like, la 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 la, and a nuke, like, comes through some door. Like,
If they are in that part of the underworld, then they are dying of fire. And Elnau made contact and confirmed that they didn't arrive in the middle of the well springs. They didn't just immediately cook. So they should be okay, at least from that.
Sounds good.
Athalor and Sig make it up the stairs.
Yeah.
In an attempt to try and make this come along faster, when Athalor reaches the top of the stairs, he looks for Mason and tries to acquire the quill from him.
Hands the coil over.
Can I use what's it? Level spell. Can I use 5 points from the quill in an attempt to try and cast daylight on the inside of the aperture to speed up the charging?
Okay. How long does that spell last?
1 hour.
Okay. It's
Solar.
it's not a lot compared to the actual power of the sun, but it does increase it a little bit. Probably by no more than a few seconds, all things considered.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts.
Meanwhile, like, while they're all doing all this math shit, Garnet's like filing her nails and commands the devil to just like gas her up the whole time. Like, tell her all these like nice things, how strong she is, how pretty she is, and just like
This
how
is all-
dog shit devils are.
This is all mental communication because it's busy doing things
Yeah.
down in the depths.
Yeah.
Pebom is just sitting next to you with his sword across his lap.
She just like giggles every once in a while. She like giggles every once in a while, but Bob be like, "What?"
We were going to destroy that thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As much as you destroy a runway looking like that.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have enough powerful resources here to handle this. Despite the protestation. So here's the other thing. You probably would have gotten considerably more resistance if the city hadn't majorly exploded. There would have been a lot more high-level people available to teleport over to where you are with kill teams to stop you. But the distraction mission was a success. So after about 12 minutes, when all the warning lights are going off, Professor Ralnor gathers the entire party around herself. Only Sig and Elnau are staying behind. And barring any objections, she takes the scroll, reads it out loud, and all of you vanish. You have that moment of weightlessness beneath your feet as the world around you dissipates. Now, there is one other trick to this, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. One, you all have to cram into the hut on the side because this interior area is still protected against teleportation. Two, Elnau's going to have to fly. No, she can maintain the spell from there. Yeah, it's fine. She's just going to be right behind you.
She's probably better at the teleports than Elno is as well.
Given them all the
Damn.
math connections, yes.
Track record. Oh, that too.
Also track record.
Yeah, Elno's track record is not great with the TVs.
Okay. 6 seconds pass as you're all standing inside the teleportation circle. And then a couple moments later, Elnau and Sig appear. Sig is like body blocking, standing in front of Elnau, just like trying to block her entirely to shield her from any possible blast. But aside from some singe marks from earlier in the dungeon, they seem unharmed. I want a scrying report immediately. And
Has the,
sorry, what?
I thought it was like Mason has the.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to, or
Yes,
okay.
immediately.
So it's scrying on, I think, the outside of the laser tower, because that provides vision of kind of. I mean, we can do multiple scries with this orb, right?
Mm-hmm. How long does it? It takes some time to get the scry going. I don't know if it takes a whole round or what.
I think it takes 10 minutes. Can you use Quicken spell?
Um.
Put it on an SSD. Takes too long to boot up.
Scrying does, in
Yeah,
fact, take 10 minutes, so you're not going to have a report for 10 minutes. In that case,
Okay.
everyone's basically going to disperse because Elnau is immediately going to get in contact with Untermaler to get a status report on that. She seems worried and preoccupied, and so she just immediately leaves to go deal with that contact, leaving Mason to scry, Pevom standing, I think for the first time, inside of IOTH Academy, along with one other Phoenix Knight who came back with them because you had to get the hell out. Chad goes, all things considered, I think that went pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, Sig, are you okay?
Dust. Yeah, seems okay.
Garnet has kind of a face of dissatisfaction, but doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
say anything. Doesn't want to ruin the party.
Okay. One less invasion to worry about, I hope. Right? What?
Oh wait, are we trying to do a scrying report on the explosion, or what are we scrying?
On the explosion, on the city.
Well, I would have the telepathic bond with the devil. If he's dead, then
Yeah, that's
the
gone.
explosion happened.
That's gone. You've lost the connection.
So then I'll let him finish, but
Let him look at the mushroom cloud. He's
I mean, it's
he's
going to
really
take
excited.
it's going to take 10 minutes, so that's probably information that you can go ahead and share in the meantime.
yeah.
That's good. One less infernal, and hopefully several hundred less infernals, and one less infinite power source in the hands of them. What happened with... You said Untermaler was also on a mission? I wasn't aware of a third mission. I thought it was us and a distraction.
Yeah, he was part of our mission.
He was part of your mission?
Yeah.
How come only the two of you...
I thought he was gonna be able to teleport out of the blast. Or at least I'm not... DM, do I think they teleported to the underworld, or do I think the blast, the sphere, transported them to the underworld?
They did not deliberately go to the underworld. They ended up there as a side effect.
Okay. I think the blast of the sphere might have brought them to the underworld along with the designer and designer 6 and others that were there.
They're alive.
For now, yeah.
Okay.
Elle now storms back into the room while Mason is still concentrating on the sphere. Athalor, Quill.
Yeah. Athalor hands over the quill. Does she look like she's grabbing for it? If so, then yes.
She doesn't reach out for it. Instead, she holds out IOTH's staff towards you as if you'll know what to do.
Oh, Athalor just...
And all the energy is immediately flushed out of there. I'll be back. Chad, you're with me. I need 7 more wardens. And she walks off again.
I hope that means they're alive still.
I hope we get to sleep before going there.
I'd agree. Athalor, like, just lounges in the nearest chair-esque thing. Like
I know
Oh.
I know it's urgent to get them. I'm just exhausted.
we've done our... We've done our part, you've done your part and our part. And I don't have any way of going to the underworld, so I guess the best thing we can do right now is just not get in the way, and maybe not.
I can bring us to the underworld.
How about we have a short rest until someone says we're needed there?
Okay, I was just mentioning.
I'll bear that in mind next time I leave Underworld Passage.
Let me know when you want the scrying to be done.
Oh, yeah, unless anyone else says anything. Mason's just scrying.
Wait. Unless Pavam has anything to say about being here, but I can wait till after too.
Yeah, Pavam's kind of taking everything in and just sticking around. He's now in the middle of wizard school, and he's kind of keeping quiet. This isn't his area of expertise. He's not in charge here. He wants to defer to the locals and soak up as much as he can.
What a nice young man.
After 10 minutes have passed, everyone crowds around as if they can all see Mason. Looking into the sphere, looking into the orb, you see a pillar, 3 enormous columns of smoke rising from the city. Because the crystal ball creates a sensor that just sort of hangs there and scans, it's difficult to even make out what's happening from time to time, and it takes 10 minutes to relocate it. Fortunately, the winds waft back and forth, occasionally clearing the way, enabling you to see the glowing light of the rivers of slag that run in the deeps below Diffraxus, the foundries and the glass-blowing factories that make the enormous lenses of the city. Roll a perception check to see through the fog and the smoke.
Ew. Perception.
Oops.
19.
Okay.
And Mason would be saying everything that he sees as well as he could as this is all happening.
Okay. From what you can tell, where Designer 8's weapon was built atop this enormous spire that rose hundreds of feet up into the air, the spire is about halfway gone. There's fiery light just churning out from it, and magma pouring over the side across the desert and falling down into the holes in the slag heaps and the underground foundries of the city. Designer 8's weapon is gone, and most of the mountain it was built on is gone. The armies of Diffraxus are building a fortification, like a fire break, around the area where the war machines were. Maybe 1 or 2 of them will be salvageable. But the rest, it's just like that entire section of the desert. What wasn't blasted into the air was smelted into slag, glass, and molten metal.
1 or 2 of what would be salvageable? Sorry?
Of the war machines that they were going to send
okay.
to attack you, out of
How many were there
dozens,
again? Oh,
dozens,
okay.
maybe 1 or 2 will be repairable. The rest are just gone. Turning your attention to the city of Diffraxus itself, you see stretching out from the city like fallen trees are enormous metal cranes and towers and lenses just fallen down, scattered in multiple directions from the city, because at their base, a sizable chunk is just gone. It's as if somebody took the erase tool and just defined a radius of like, roll an investigation check to do some quick math.
Yeah.
So much math. You should use one of our lucky dice for expire in 5 minutes.
True.
21. Like 1,000 feet across is just gone. And that was
Diffraxus approximately. Like how much of like percentage of a chunk of Diffraxus is gone with this big explosion or erase tool?
I don't remember if I ever defined how far across is. It's not as big as London. London's like 40 miles. So I'm going to say the city is probably like 5 miles across.
Okay.
And this is 0.2 miles. So it depends on how you want to look at this. It's not like most of the city is gone, but a 1,000 foot diameter spherical chunk has just been removed. And it was near the heart of the city. So several of the cranes and structures that reached up from it, their bases are just gone. And there's
like
a
the
huge
downtown of somewhere is just like
gone. Yeah, like somebody just deleted 1,000 foot sphere all the way down into the ground, all the way up, etc. It is chaos and destruction as far as you can see.
Okay. And are any of the troops or anything being like mobilized? Or are they being like, okay, we got attacked, we got to send out troops? Or are they all just like,
they're
just chilling there?
They're mobilized, but again, they're like building fire breaks and repositioning and distributing themselves farther apart from each other.
But no one's like leaving Diffraxus from what?
Yeah, there's not like a huge column leaving Diffraxus at the moment.
Okay. All right, good. Mason will recite all of this as he sees it to the party, and I guess when everything's said and done, end the scry and say, Garnet, I don't know what you did, but it saved us, I think. And they were only should be able to repair a couple of their war machines, but we got most of them. The damage you did, yeah, it looks like a couple of them weren't fully destroyed, but there were dozens of them, I think, so any damage they would be able to do, easily stoppable at this point. I think we did it.
Might leave Diffraxus vulnerable to a counterstrike from any of our allies as well. They have the mind for it, but or at least I imagine neutralized and offensive capability for now.
I feel like we only slowed them down, made them mad.
Definitely made them mad and slowed them down, but that's huge in and of itself, right? The attack was imminent, but now they're gonna have to focus all their efforts on salvaging what they can and rebuilding. And we destroyed some of their huge weapons of war. The laser, that's not going to be repairable anytime soon. We destroyed it. There's magma leaking out of I assume where the oil springs were, or something of that is leaking. I don't know entirely, but
From what that devil told us, the Sovereign of Fire might have a vengeful eye towards them now that the containment is broken as well. And one of their
True.
main defensive tools is also gone.
Garnet will have like sort of an annoyed face and kind of snap at Pavam, and I guess you should send a report to Brontha soon.
Give me an insight check, please, everyone in the room. Okay. He seems immediately a little taken aback, maybe a little bit hurt.
Thank you.
And before answering, he looks at everyone in the room and... Yes. Your mother will want to know that you're safe. And that we succeeded.
Kind of just interrupts him, and I tell her I was unharmed. It was a huge success. And she can come to me for any details if she pries.
Yeah. Okay. He stands up, offers Athalor and Mantra, each in turn, a shake of his gauntleted hand.
Which is freely given.
likewise.
Uh,
Say thank you.
Garnet, he bows, giving you a knightly salute.
And like as he's like bowing, he can maybe, now that he's closer, can tell that the annoyance in her face was out of a being mad at him out of a kind of like a worry angle of you shouldn't have come and I was worried about you, and is more mad that he came because she was worried rather than an unthankful way. When my mom isn't around, then you have to take orders from me, and I didn't order you to come and put yourself in danger.
No, my oath did. And it's like you said, a paladin never breaks their oath.
Just
Well,
don't tell
Athalor
her.
leans over to Mason. That was good.
It was nothing to say to that one. 10 out of 10.
No notes.
She kind of like slightly glares at the cut.
And
Trying to
he'll
keep her
bow
hand on her
again
head.
and then turn around and then stop for a moment and say, Can someone give me a ride home?
Just like coughs and clears her throat and holds out her hand. Like, you're supposed to kiss my hand when you leave, like, type of.
Okay, well, he's... Yeah, absolutely. Goes for it, gives it a kiss. And it's a knightly kiss. Maybe he lingers for just a moment too long. Just a little, just slightly longer kiss to the hand than is appropriate for a knight, but only by like a fraction of a second.
You know, things.
Both
Right.
things. Promises kept. And then he goes to look for a ride home. And I think it's on that note, unless anyone had any final scenes that we want to close out.
No, let him grab his magic Uber.
Okay. He uses Lyft. All right, folks, we are going to go ahead and go to a short break. And when we come back, we'll do the detention after show.